Hi, and welcome to Two Tired Teachers.
We are going to bring you our one-year review, almost exactly one-year review, of our Winnebago Micro Minnie, and it is a 2106 FBS. Not really. Not really, because we've changed it from an FBS to a twin bed, but we love seeing those brand new reviews. Yes. But what's really, in my opinion, something that I really want to see is how well does it work?
Yes. And do you still like it a year, 2 years, 5 years later?
And we invite you to go back and look at some of the journeys that we've taken this last year, and we have had the privilege of taking some amazing journeys. But bottom line, oops, sorry about getting crooked there. Bottom line is, if you're looking for an RV, we hope you find something that fits you as well as this fits us.
Yes.
Because we love it. We love it. Starting with the overall size.
Yes, the overall size. If Sharon can show you this campsite, there is no way we could have gotten in this with the 29-foot fifth wheel.
We have, the length has been awesome. I would say at least half, if not more than half of the sites that we've been in this last year, we could not have gotten in if we'd been over 25 feet long. And so it's just opened up a lot of possibilities. And just to give you a sneak peek, we're going to be doing a video, and I'm not sure if it's going to be called Out Our Front Door, our views of 2018 or what, but it's just going to be a slideshow showing you our campsites from this last year. And pretty amazing stuff. And another thing is, I have no idea how many times we've been driving down the road saying, God, thank you that we're only 7 feet wide. It has made an amazing amount of difference. And so
anytime we go through construction almost.
And when we went to pick up the van, there was a long bridge. We'll show you a clip of that where we met an 18-wheel truck, and obviously, if they have the bridge there, there's probably enough room for two that are 8 feet wide to get through, but it's just a lot more comfortable when you know you've got that extra foot. So, starting on the driver's side, passenger side, some of the things that we love about.
One of the things we really like is the color. We would not have chosen this color had we had all the color options, because we live in Texas and the sun in the summer is brutal. But we do like blue.
We do like the blue, but yeah, we would have gone with a lighter color. But there's several things that we've come to appreciate, and we're just going to do this kind of in a one-clip thing here. 2 steps as opposed to 3 or more. That is awesome. It has made a world of difference.
And the steps in front of the axles makes them lower. Easier for those of us who've had hip replacement to get in.
Well, it makes it a much more steady height.
Yes.
And the other thing about them being in front of the tires, a lot of times when we're backing into a site, there is a stop there, a backstop. This site doesn't have it. We could just roll right on off that little. But a lot of them, they have that backstop. That really is, we can, as long as there's not a tree behind us, we can go all the way back to that backstop.
Yes.
There's nothing else. With the fifth wheel and the door that was way back at the back, we couldn't go that far back. It really limited us as to how far back we could go, because we had to be able to access the door. And so having the door in front, and I'm saying that because with this particular RV, there are several manufacturers that make a very similar floor plan, and we know that because when we were looking for it, this was one of the few that had the door in front of the tires, and it makes a difference.
Yes, it does.
Also, on an RV this small, getting a 12-foot awning, and there are LED lights up underneath there, is huge. It really is nice, and we spent a lot of time under that awning, and we haven't been here today, haven't needed it out today, so we just haven't put it out. But that is really nice.
Yes.
Large pass-through storage. It's full, or we would show you that, but it really is a large pass-through storage. And coming around up front, the smaller propane tanks, I gotta tell you, that has been awesome.
Yes.
Being able to take these off and easily, there have been a couple of times this year that just having the room to navigate them. With the fifth wheel, it was inside that little door and it was so hard to get to.
Yes.
But there have been twice this year that we've been hitched and just stopped at a Tractor Supply, took the tank off, went and got it filled, put it back on, and we had room to do that.
Yes.
And they're so much lighter and easier to navigate.
And I'm thrilled this is automatic.
Power jack, that, yes, thank you for mentioning that, because I'm going to be making a video about how to hitch and how to unhitch a travel trailer with a Blue Ox, which is the hitch we have, but virtually whatever kind of, if you're using equalizing weight distribution bars, you're going to be raising and lowering twice every time you hitch and you unhitch. And so having a power jack, really nice feature. Okay, this side, the slide, and we'll show you on the inside. What I love about this slide, you can see it's, I believe, 18 inches.
I think, oh, baby.
So really, when we're putting in our dimensions for a campsite and they ask if we have slides, we can actually say no, because with our slide out, we're the same width as some travel trailers without slides, because they're 8.5 feet wide.
And it makes a huge difference on the inside.
And so having that little slide out opens up the inside, but it really does not add a lot to the outside, and we love it. And another thing that's kind of amazing, and I was talking to someone today about the fact that Winnebago has a lot of, it's a 1968 Winnebago little trailer, and they're getting ready to do some dispersed camping up here. We are filming this at Beaver's Bend State Park out of Broken Bow, Oklahoma. And you know, Winnebago just has a lot of experience making these things, and it shows. We are thrilled. We're not usually a name brand kind of a person, but they're just a lot of little things, and it shows.
The outside shower is one of the things we have used. When we've been dry camping, we haven't had access to a dump station, and so the outside shower allowed us to wash dishes, not put that water into our tanks, and it gave us more room. It's been great.
And we did not do that in the Smokies because they said specifically not to do that. But the ladder, I want to just go on and mention that. It has been really handy, and have been able to use it a number of times. I'm thinking that on the Natchez Trace, whenever we had so much pollen and we were dry camping, it made easy access to be able to get up and wipe off the solar panel anytime we were getting ready to start out. And then at Padre Island, getting up there and being able to access the top of the slide and sweep it off and everything.
Get the salt off in the sand.
And yeah, for washing it, we did that as well. And so, man, it's just amazing that we are so thankful this fits us like a glove. Okay, that's the outside. Now,
come on in and take a look at the inside.
Let's head inside.
Well, here we are on the inside.
And if you watched our renovations, you know that when we bought this, there was a walk-around queen here. And we had ours split into twin beds, and this has worked out so well for us. And a couple of things I want to mention here. The bolsters. These give us somewhere else to sit. And when you're traveling for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, that helps. We also, that has worked out, our twin beds have worked out exceptionally well. This is really the closet space we need. We each have a jacket in there, and then we each have, we have a hook that we just put over the end of the slide, and it has worked well. And so,
and one of the things I've noticed about having the bolsters and when we read at night, I can't tell if her light's on.
Yes,
the tablet.
With the closet in between us, that has worked out so well. Patches loves her perch up here and the window.
And she's done the job on Birch.
And Theo loves his crate, which is down here. And we're going to talk about the fact that because we renovated this and changed, using the 2 drawers under here and getting all of the storage from those drawers, that's awesome. Another thing we wanted to mention, we talked about having these curtains made and just putting a microfiber blanket on the back side. And
It's been cold this week.
want to tell you, in the summer, it really cuts out a lot of heat. And we're 1 week into a 2-week-long trip, and the temperatures have gotten down near freezing, and it has helped insulate from the heat and the cold. And when these wear out, we're having others made, because that has really made a huge difference. And so the other thing, and we're on a trip, so we're living in this right now, so please excuse whatever is in disarray. But wanted to mention that we'll show you Theo, and that I didn't get my bed made exceptionally well. Let me get this up here. We have, there's Theo. And up at this end, rather than wasting this storage, there, hey buddy, that's a great place for water. We can easily put a case or 2 of water up there, and that works really well.
Yes, and the prettiest thing in here is that little cat.
Yeah. That is this curtain. It really does help. I like it when it's really dark, and so I can just pull this halfway across, and it cuts out the reflection off of the microwave and the DVD player, and everything like that. And then if you are spending any nights where there are a lot of outside lights, parking lots or even campgrounds that have outside lights, if you pull it all the way across, the only window that we have that doesn't have, you can see it's really light outside. And those curtains that we had made cut out heat, cold, and light. But we still get light from the door, and so we can pull that curtain across, and it helps keeps the light out. And that was the other thing I was going to say about the curtains. They also keep not only just the heat and the cold, but the light as well. The slide. We mentioned this on the outside, but we'll show you Abby's spot is just kind of wherever she wants to be, because she is gorgeous. But
At night, it's on the sofa a lot. She has some hip problems.
she has some real hip.
hurts.
She's a 12-year-old big dog, and so wherever she can get comfortable, we don't worry about. But this slide, folks, I have slept on this 1 or 2 nights when I just couldn't get to sleep or something. The couch this way at 5'6" is plenty long enough for another bed, and so that it does make out. But we use the storage, and I will show you. This is not organized in any certain way, but there is a lot of storage room back there.
That is when we had the table that was, you could take it down or whatever. It was stored behind. We had the countertop made out of the table, and
We'll show you that in just a second, but yeah, that's where the table was, and
it's a lot of room.
And honestly, if we needed the table, I would say use a lightweight indoor-outdoor table,
Yes.
put it underneath that pass-through storage, and leave that room empty back there, because it really does. I keep a computer,
Yes. A broom.
our camp stove, a ukulele. We've got all kinds of stuff stored back there, and it's worked out well.
You should see it.
This is a charging station, camera, computers. When we dry camp, and we've had this year over 3 weeks of dry camping, probably close to 4.
Yes.
We have an extension cord that goes from our inverter, and we can plug everything in up here that needs to be charged, or we can plug in as we're going down the road. We have a lot of options with that, but this is a really nice counter space.
Yes.
Okay, our galley, and by the way, we've just gotten to this campground less than 30 minutes ago. We haven't finished getting the inside organized, but wanted to go on and just kind of show you real life. This is how we travel. we put things that we don't want to move around in the sink.
Yes.
But there are a couple of things with Winnebago. I'm not a name brand person as a usual thing, but they've been doing this for a long time. On this trip, we talked to a guy that has a 1968 Winnebago. And I told him, I said, it shows that these people have years of experience doing this. And let us show you one thing that really stands out here, and that is
the lip against the sink. It is wide enough to put small bowls, to put our glasses, to put lots of stuff. If you left the stove, you would have almost no prep space, but this helps. And this little lift here, it folds down when we're traveling, or it lifts up and gives us extra space.
And so we do have 2 of these sink covers. We could, if we didn't have stuff in the sink, like I said, we traveled, we just put stuff in there to ride. We could have this whole area. Now,
Yes.
we took out our stove top and oven. We use a camp stove because we do have the Vent-A-Hood and a microwave. We use a microwave most of the time, but we do have a camp stove. And that gave us 2 drawers of, we've got a loaf of bread, actually a loaf and a half, and pots and pans in this drawer, and then we've got some fruits and vegetables in the top drawer. And so that added so much usable space here, and it freed up this whole countertop. Easily we have our coffee pot that we just
Yes.
leave out while we're traveling because we have room to do that.
When we're not traveling.
Yeah, when we're on the trips, when we're set up somewhere. Okay, the refrigerator. We love having this size refrigerator where we have a separate freezer and refrigerator. Doing things that are important to you. And one of the things we wanted to do is the national parks as we visit those to get magnets. And that just makes it kind of fun. And then we need to get a stronger one
Yes.
to put on there. But that was something. Another thing that we did, and once again you'll just kind of see the RV is the mirror on this door. I gotta tell you, really like having that. Helps make it feel a little bit
Yes.
larger in here. But even when we're traveling with the slide in, we easily can walk through
Yes.
here. Okay, our restroom. For a trailer that is less than 22 feet long, it's amazing how large the restroom is.
Yes.
And once again, here is something that makes a big difference. See how the floor of the shower is flat here, which frees up the floor space, but the top of the shower is rounded. And so when you're in the shower, it gives you a lot more elbow room and you're able to move around, but the bottom is flat, so it leaves a bigger space on the bottom. Now, another thing I'm going to mention here is that with 3 pets, and they do drip a little when they're drinking, we have found that just putting a big water bowl in the shower, that lets them drip there or onto this little rug.
And we can take it up nightly, easy to shower.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, I was going to mention this, we wanted a thing that shows where we've been, and this first year we've hit a few states. We do not do this full time, but it took us a while to figure out where we wanted to put our map. That was a convenient place. The medicine cabinet is a standard medicine cabinet, and like I said, we just got here, so we've got stuff kind of falling around. I will say something I wish that RV dealership or RV fan manufacturers would do would be to put clips on the access to your hot water heater, because when you're winterizing, you have to access that, and we had some below hard freezes before we left home, and so we had blown the lines out. Well, I had to take that off. We bypassed the hot water heater, blew out the lines, and we got ready for this trip. I have to take it off, open that back up. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just you're accessing this at least twice a year, if not more. So why not just go on and put an easy access, some sort of latch or something would make better sense with that. Okay. Now, one other modification we made, and that is this is a closet. You can see it has the things there. But when we were having the renovations done, we had him make a shelf. And you can see I've got plenty of dog food in here. We've got a lot of it's made this space much more usable than it was without having that shelf in there. So, I would say that overall, we were talking today as we were driving here, and once again, we're through with 1 week of a 2-week long vacation, and we love this RV.
Yes. It suits us. It fits us perfectly.
We have everything we need, but we don't have a lot of wasted space.
No.
And the storage, we didn't watch the original video if you want to see all of the storage that we have, because we do have a ton of storage. I will say that when the slide is in, the only thing that we cannot access is our pantry.
Yes.
The pantry actually holds a lot more than you would think it would. But if we're going to, honestly, this slide is so small that if we were stopped for a picnic and needed to get something, we can easily put the slide out and back in. But we could not be more pleased with this RV. And we'll say that if you haven't watched our thing about dry camping, we have a Westinghouse iGen 2200 little inverter generator. That with the Easy Start, we can run the air conditioner in here. We actually have run the air conditioner in here for an hour, not while we were out camping, but just to let the generator get, make sure it did it and that it would sustain it, and it did. So, I gotta say what we said at the beginning. If you're looking for an RV, we hope you find something that fits your needs as well as this does ours. It's national parks, state parks. We can get, if it's an RV site, we can get it.
Get in.
We love the overall size. Driving here today, we talked about, we were in a construction zone with a large drop off at the side. We're like, God, thank you that we have a 7 foot wide trailer.
And an 18-wheeler going the opposite direction.
Yeah, and so it's just, it makes getting in and out of campsites, getting in and out of dump stations, getting in and out of parking lots, gas stations. The size of this RV is awesome. And like I said, we have everything we need and not a lot of wasted space. So if you're looking for an RV, we hope you find one that fits you as well as this fits us. Thanks for watching Two Tired Teachers.